Okay, students, now we'll see the design of common source amplifier. So we'll see now the step-by-step procedure of designing the common source amplifier. First, open terminal, source C shell. The command is CSH. Next, source your cadence tool. The command is source/home/install. You know this, right? So you can see what is this meaning of this. You can see in the previous videos. Install/CSHRC. So when you type this, you will get welcome to Cadence tool. So now open the Virtuoso tool to do your analog design. So Virtuoso. The command is Virtuoso space ampersand. So now your Virtuoso tool will open. So after opening the Virtuoso tool, what you are going to do is you are going to already you have a library, right? Already you have a library. So the library name is demo. What we have taken is demo, but you would have given in your name. Okay. So in that library, create a cell view. So for that the path the procedure is file, new, cell view, select your library. Okay. So that is you are going to create a new cell view. Create a new cell view in a folder called demo. So change library in a library called demo. So generally, instead of folder, we will call it as library. So change this library to demo, and you are going to design a common source amplifier. So type it as common source. So can you give any name? So better I will type it as common source. After that, press OK. Now it is asking for license. Now it is asking for license. Press always. Click on always. So after that, this cell view will open. In this cell view, you have to do your common source amplifier design. Okay. So in designing your common source amplifier, so first take your NMOS. So where will you take your NMOS? You will take NMOS and PMOS always in GPDK 180 library. So you will take in GPDK 180 library. Okay. So now in previous experiments you have not done this changing length and width. Okay. But now you have to change the length and width of your amplifier. Okay. So length is 1 micrometer. Type only 1 U. Type only 1 U. So type length as 1 U and width as 20 U. Only you type U. Don't type any units. So tool will automatically take it in meters. 20 micro. Only you are going to type 20 U. Length and width. So after changing this length and width, press hide. Press hide. So after that you can see your NMOS symbol starts coming. So this is your NMOS, right? So the symbol at the source side, it will be outwards. The symbol at the source side, it will be outwards. And you can also see the name NMOS. Similarly, you take your PMOS, create instance, browse GPDK 180. So in this you take PMOS. Okay. You click on close here. After that, change length and width. Change length to 1 micro and width to 50 micro. See, this you have not done in previous inverter and transmission gate, but now you will change it. Change length to 1 micro. You are going to type 1U, and change width to 50 micro. You are going to type 50U and press height. After that, you click here. Okay. So now this is PMOS. You can see that at the source side, the arrow mark is inwards. At the source side, the arrow mark is inwards. And take a wire, make the connections like this. So now my connections are ready. I have done all the connections, and now my connections are ready. Only I have to place the pins. So to place the pins, type P. So type P. So take first pin, type pins like this. Type VDD. Next V bias. Next V in. Next VSS. So these are all the 4 input pins. VDD is input, V bias is input, V in is input, and VSS is input. So all the 4 pins I have typed with space. VDD space V bias space V in space VSS. So direction is input. Press height. So first I have typed VDD. So the first pin coming is VDD. So place VDD here. Okay, you can also rotate and place like this. Next pin is V bias. So place V bias here, that is to the gate of your PMOS. So you rotate and place it. So now keep your V in pin here to the gate of your NMOS. Keep your V in here. Next, at last, keep your VSS here. Rotate and keep it. Yes. After this, you take last pin, V out. The name is V out. But this V out pin is output pin. So change the direction to output. This V out pin is output pin. Change the direction to output. Next, press height and paste here. Okay. So you have done this. So you have placed all the pins. Okay. Next, you make the substrate connection. So from the previous design, you know that the substrate of the PMOS will be connected always to the positive supply, and substrate of NMOS will be always connected to the negative supply or to the ground. You can make the substrate connections like this. Connect substrate of PMOS to VDD, substrate of NMOS to VSS. After this, do check and save. You have check and save option here. Click on check and save. So nothing should pop out. Then there is no errors. Then you can also go and check in your Virtuoso, and you can see here extracting common source schematic check completed with no errors. Demo common source schematic saved. Demo common source schematic saved. Okay, so there is no errors. After doing the schematic, take a symbol of this. Okay, so before taking the symbol, I will tell you why it is called as a common source. Okay, so see here, this is the main transistor. So everything regarding common source, everything will be explained in your regular classes, well, lab classes. But here, just I will tell you why it is called as common source. So this is the main transistor NMOS for common source. This is going to act like just a current source. Okay, when we give V bias to this, if it is in saturation region, just will act like a current source. Now, when you have this NMOS, you can see here you are applying input to the gate. Output is taken across the drain of your NMOS. This is drain. This is gate. So input is given to gate. Output is taken across drain, and source is common between input and output. Your source is common between input and output. So because of this reason, it is called as common source. Okay. So now take the symbol of common source. The procedure for taking the symbol of common source is create cell view, create cell view from cell view, create cell view from cell view. After this, press OK. Now, what should be your left pin? What should be your right pin? What should be your top pin? And what should be your bottom pin? For the symbol what you create, that you have to define. For the symbol what you create, what should be your left pin? What should be your right pin? What should be your top pin? What should be your bottom pin? That you have to define. Okay. Your left pin is V bias and VDD. So let your left pin be V bias and V in, and VDD is top pin, and VSS I will make it as a bottom pin. V bias and V in is a left pin, V out is a right pin, VDD is a top pin, and VSS is the bottom pin. After this, press OK. After this, press OK. So you will get a symbol like this. You check and save the symbol. Again, if nothing is popping out, then there is no error, and you can also verify in your Virtuoso window. Cross view check completed with no errors. Demo common source symbol saved. Demo common source symbol saved. You'll get like this. Okay. So after this, after getting a symbol, you can close the symbol. You can close even your schematic. So if you are not closing it, just minimize it. And you create now new cell view for your test circuit. You have to test whether this is going to act like your common source or not. Whether this will act like your common source or not. But you have to test it. So to create the test circuit, go to create another new cell view. So to create new cell view, again file in Virtuoso window, file, new cell view. So library should be your same demo. It should be same demo. Cell name, you can give any cell name. So just I will give it the name as common source underscore test. You can give any cell name, just I will give it as common source underscore test and press OK. This window will open. Now to create the test circuit, I need my symbol, the symbol which I created for common source. So the symbol has saved in your library. The symbol has saved in your library. Okay. So to take the symbol, you go to create instance browse, create instance, browse. So what is your library name? So your library name is demo, and you need a symbol of common source. Click on common source, you have a symbol. So don't click on common source underscore test, because you need a symbol of common source. Only click on common source. After that, close it. Next, press hide and place here. Okay. Now you have 4 input pins: VDD, VSS, VBIAS, VIN. We have to apply some voltage for that. So first we will apply some voltage to VBIAS. Okay. To apply voltage to VBIAS, we'll apply a DC voltage, negative DC voltage to VBIAS, because this is PMOS, right? This is PMOS. Your PMOS will turn on only if you apply negative voltage. So to apply negative voltage, I will apply negative DC voltage to VBIAS. To take DC voltage, go to create instance. So all the voltages will be in analog library, right? As you see in your lab also, all the voltage supplies, everything will be in analog lab. Similarly, here also it will be analog library, all the voltages. So go to browse, go to analog lib. Short form of analog library is analog lib. So first what you need? So you need VDC. You need VDC. That is a DC voltage. Close. After that, you will be having this add instance window for VDC. You can say it is for VDC. So in this add instance window, give DC voltage, whatever DC voltage you want. So here the DC voltage what I am applying is minus 900 millivolts or 0.9 volts or minus 900 millivolts. Next, press hide. And click here. Okay. So I got the DC voltage for your VBIAS. Next, I need DC voltage for your VIN. So VIN, we are not going to apply DC voltage. We are going to apply sinusoidal voltage. I need DC voltage for VDD. I need DC voltage for VSS. So we'll take DC voltage for VDD now. I'll make the connections at the last. Create instance. Already DC voltage is there. You can see it is VDC. Apply DC voltage 2.5. Here I'm going to apply 2.5. Next, click hide. Press R, and if you press R, it will rotate. You can rotate how much ever you want, and place here. Okay. So now you have placed 2.5 volts to your VDD. Next, VSS. Similarly, I have to apply DC voltage for my VSS. So I will go to create instance. So here it is DC voltage. You can see it is VDC. Take DC voltage as minus 2.5 because it is VSS, right? Take DC voltage as minus 2.5. Click hide and paste here. Next, you have another pin called as VIN. Okay. For this VIN, we are going to apply sinusoidal voltage because it is amplifier, right? So if you apply sinusoidal voltage, output should be amplified sinusoidal voltage. Okay. Increased amplitude sinusoidal voltage. So because of that, I will apply for V in sinusoidal voltage. To apply sinusoidal voltage, go to create, instance, browse, analog lab, you search for V sine. Search for V sine. You can type here V sine in the search window. You can type V sine. So you'll get V sine. V sine is a short form for sinusoidal voltage. Next, press close. So here you can give AC magnitude as 1. Okay. So next is amplitude. Amplitude you can give 5 milli and frequency 1 kilohertz. Only type 1k, hertz automatically it will take. Next, press hide and place here. Now make the connections. To make the connections, you can take wire here. You can see the symbol wire, or press W. You will get the wire. Take the wire and make the connections. Connections is made by left clicking at that point. So left click here. To take the diversion again, left click. Come to this point. Do double click. Okay. Left click here. Go to the destination. Do double click. Okay. So now one end of all the sources has been connected. To connect another end, I need ground. To connect another end of all the sources, voltage sources, I need ground. So to take ground, go to create, instance, browse. In analog library, in cell, you type for ground, type GND. For ground, you type GND. Next, press close and hide. So place one ground here, another ground here, another ground here, somewhere far, and last ground here. Next, make the connection between another terminal of your sources, voltage sources, to the ground. So V out, last is your V out. For V out, you are going to apply the pin. So how do you use the pin? Shortcut is P and type V out and direction is output. Press hide and click at this edge. So you can see that V out has been pasted. So now this is a test circuit for your common source amplifier. So before proceeding to the next step, we are going to check and save it. The same thing, we check and save it. So if nothing is popping out, no errors. And you can see also in the Virtuoso window, you can see that schematic check completed with no errors. Okay. So after this, go to your ADEL window to generate the waveforms. Go to your ADEL window. The procedure for procedure for that is go to launch ADEL. Go to launch and press ADEL. If it is asking for license, press always change of license. So you will get this ADEL window. ADEL stands for Analog Design Environment window. So L is the license version, L, XL, like that. So after getting this ADEL window, first we will go with analysis. Okay, analysis. So you know how to do the transient analysis. Choose transient, stop time. So here it is not a pulse. Here it is a sinusoidal waveform. So you have given a frequency as 1 kilohertz. When you convert to a time period, so you will get t is equal to 1 by frequency. It is 1 millisecond. So you have time period as 1 millisecond. Okay, time period as 1 millisecond. The meaning is in 1 millisecond you will get one cycle. So if you wanted to see at least 5 cycles, then give stop time as 5 milli. And accuracy, let it be moderate. So next is DC analysis. Next is DC analysis. Click on save DC operating point. Click on save DC operating point. Next, click on component parameter. Click on component parameter. Next, click on select component. When you click on select component, automatically it will go to this window. You change this, you click on this, that is the source which is connected to your vSign, vIN. Source which is connected to your vIN. Click on that. Do left click. Then this window will open select component parameter window. Select on DC and press OK. What you have done, you have changed your sinusoidal voltage to DC voltage. Now, after when you change the sinusoidal voltage to DC voltage, see, not in the circuit, in this analysis window, you have made this as the sinusoidal voltage to DC voltage. And I have to sweep this DC voltage range from what range to what range. I have to sweep the DC voltage. So I will sweep from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5. I will sweep from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5. Then press on AC. Then press on AC. Here sweep variable is frequency. Sweep range, it is frequency. So you can go from 100 to 1 giga. So it will seek from the frequency 100 to 1 giga. Sweep type, let it be logarithmic. So I think you have plotted the frequency response of your amplifiers in AC lab, right? So you would have used that semi-log sheet. That is your logarithmic scale. Same thing I'm using here. Change sweep type to logarithmic, and points per decade is 20. Points per decade is 20. Press OK. Press OK. After pressing OK, you will get this. Again, you go to your ADL window. You can see this. Okay. In this, to run this waveform, go to outputs, to be plotted, select on design, select output wire and input wire, and go to run button. After that, you will get these 3 waveforms: transient response, AC response, and DC response. You split your AC response, and you can see first in your transient response. So first waveform, what you can see, you can see this, right? So I will also make this. Okay. So as common source amplifier is an inverting amplifier. So you can see this, when you apply the positive peak, you are getting the negative peak. Okay. So you can also, so we'll do one thing. We'll only go with the transient response. We'll only analyze it. So go with, only open this and click on the waveform. Click on the small icon what is shown here. Small icon what is shown here. Click on that. After that, on that right click. After that, on that right click. After that, you click on label with dy by dx. Okay. You got two red marks. You got two red marks. So right click on one red mark. Right click on one red mark. Go to create vertical marker. You go to point marker properties. This marker. How will you get this marker? Click on this. Right click on this. Click on label with dy by dx. You will get this two dark red dots. Click on this line. Right click on this line. Go to delta marker properties and change x to y. Change x to y and press OK. Then one red dot you bring to the lower peak, another red dot you go take to the upper peak, and the peak to peak amplitude, the peak to peak amplitude. So you are almost, you are getting 9.7 millivolts. Almost you are getting 9.7 millivolts. Okay, so what we have given, amplitude as 5 millivolts, amplitude was 5 millivolts, and obviously peak to peak amplitude will be 10 millivolts. This is a waveform of input, it is downwards. So when we see the waveform of output, you can see here we have output. Same way, if we go to this, if you click on this Edge browser, and on this you can see this like this, right? Some icon like this, some structure like this. On that you can right click and you can go with label by dy by dx. On this line, if you click and go to delta marker properties, change x to y only and press OK. So mark this red line to one peak, take another red point to another peak, and between these two points the amplitude is 112 millivolts. Between these 2 points the amplitude is 122 millivolts. Sorry, it is 122 millivolts. So as it is 122 millivolts, so what is the gain? 122 millivolts divided by 10 millivolts. Output peak to peak divided by input peak to peak. Almost you will get 12.2. Gain almost you will get 12.2. So next we will go to your this one. AC response. So in this AC response, it is a plot of your that is magnitude of gain versus frequency. So here it is a plot of your magnitude of gain versus frequency. So x-axis is your frequency, and here this is your magnitude of gain. Okay, this is a plot what you have. So till this point the gain is constant. After this the gain is falling down. The meaning is after this point the gain will fall down after this frequency. So the frequency is also shown here. So after 56.2 megahertz the gain starts falling. The gain slightly starts falling. Okay. So you can calculate cutoff frequency. So I'll tell you how to calculate cutoff frequency later. So in magnitude and phase plot. Okay, this is about your frequency response. It is a plot of your frequency versus magnitude of gain. Gain is nothing but V out by V in. So for different values of frequency, what is the gain you are getting? So you're getting a constant gain of almost 12.5 till what frequency? Till your 100 megahertz almost. After that, the gain is going to fall down. So that is the meaning of your AC response. So next it is your DC response. So as I told you, your amplifier is an inverting amplifier, right? As your amplifier is an inverting amplifier. So how did you get the DC response? So you will make this V in as VDD, and you will sweep from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5. So when you sweep from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5, that is shown by a straight line like this. You are sweeping here from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5. Okay. So for that, what is the output response? It is shown like this. So when your input is very low, your output is very high. When your input is very high, output is very low. So because it is inverting amplifier, almost the response has been inverted. Okay, the input is very low, output is very high. When your output is very high, input is very low. Sorry, when your input is very high, output is very low. Okay, this is the output curve. This is the input curve. When you sweep from minus 2.5 to plus 2.5 DC voltage. Okay, so this is about your DC response. So next it is, so how to get the phase and magnitude plot for your AC response. Your AC response now it is in volts. It is not in dB. So here you can see this is in volts, 12.5 volts. It is not in dB. Okay. To get this in dB, so what we have to do? Further, go to ADL window, output. Go to ADL window. Sorry, ADL window, results, direct plot, AC gain and phase. Go to results, direct plot, AC gain and phase. Click on this. And now select input wire and output wire. Now select input wire and output wire. Okay, then you will get this phase and magnitude plot. So I'm not getting a proper plot here. Okay,